welcome back to the Crypto Mastermind Show, guys. Crypto news to share. So we got here Donald Trump has a secret weapon in his war on the Fed. So there's a bit of talk about Trump. Hold on, let me just move this. So Donald Trump has a secret weapon in his war on the Fed. So it says here, he's trying to dismantle the Fed. He's basically not happy with the Fed. Basically, the U.S. government, they're gonna put GDP data on the blockchain, which I'll show you right there. Trump's Commerce Department has begun publishing US economic data directly onto the blockchain, sparking speculation the free market could eventually set interest rates. It says here President Trump has threatened to fire Powell and tried to remove Fed Governor Lisa Cook. Oh, I'm glad. I really hope those two dumbasses will piss off. Jerome Powell's a moron, guys. Like, seriously. He's just a stupid old fool that needs to go. I'm glad. I love what Trump's doing. So it says basically all the GDP data is now going into a blockchain. And I don't think the Feds like that. You see, they don't like that because then they can't do the little dirty little manipulation and corruption that's going on. You see, I don't think they like that, but it's happening. Oh man, it's just so corrupt, man. The United States Federal Reserve, the U.S. government, they're so corrupt, man. So yeah, it talks about like blockchain technology. It says here the Trump administration's historic efforts to make the United States of America the blockchain capital of the world. That's great. About time. At least we don't have Joe Biden anymore. Oh my god, that guy was stalling crypto for 4 years, Joe Biden. It says they're going to use 9 blockchains: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron, Stellar, Avalanche, Arbitrum, Polygon, and Optimism, as well as other crypto oracles, Pyth, and Chainlink that serve as third-party providers of data to crypto apps. So they're using real-time data basically. Stellar, that's ISO compliant. That's a great crypto. You're gonna want to have that in your portfolio. Chainlink's a bit expensive. Good crypto, but expensive. Solana is expensive. Bitcoin's a pile of shit. Ethereum's a pile of shit. Yeah, still a good few cryptos in there. It says we are making America's economic truth immutable and globally accessible like never before, cementing our role as the blockchain capital of the world. Immutable means that once it's on the blockchain, it can't be changed, so it's more transparent, which is great. Suggested that the private sector payrolls and economic data could also be put on the blockchain. I'm just speed reading it because otherwise we'll be here forever. I'll save you the bottom. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will show you another one if I can find it. Rewrite the rules. 27 trillion US debt sparks wild crypto and gold reset theory as Bitcoin price soars. So basically, the U.S. government, as usual, they do what they do best. They love manipulating markets. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to rewrite gold laws, gold regulations, and crypto regulations so they can use it in their advantage to clear the debt. They want to use crypto as a way to clear their debt, and along with gold as well. Yeah, a lot going on, guys. Like this could be an economical reset. This could be a big market crash, which I think is coming. So you're gonna want to prepare yourself for this. It says right here, the US is now trying to rewrite the rules of the gold and cryptocurrency markets. And that's by Vladimir Putin's top advisor. He says here, remember the size of their debt, 35 trillion. These two sectors, gold, crypto and gold, are essentially alternatives to the traditional global currency system. And it says right here, Trump floated the possibility of using Bitcoin to pay off the US 35 trillion debt pile, telling Fox Business that maybe we'll pay off our 35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? That's what he says. And I can tell you for a fact that's not even all of their debt. That's probably like 1/3 of their debt. There's a thing called off balance sheet debt, so it's a lot higher than that. Student debt alone is like over 100 trillion. So that's only some of it. In other words, they just keep printing money out of thin air, and then they want to use crypto and gold to pay off their debt, when really they should just quit printing more money. Anyway, says the Trump administration has embraced Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and dollar-pegged stablecoins, with Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying in July that stablecoins will buttress the dollar's status as the global reserve currency, expanding access to the dollar economy for billions across the globe, and led to a surge in demand for US treasuries, which back stablecoins. So basically, stablecoins, it's like they're pegged by the US dollar or whatever type of stablecoin it is. It's a great way for them to increase the US dollar dominance, especially in all these third world countries, like Africa, or like some third world Asian countries, where they got very weak fiat currencies. So they'd much rather use the stable coin, the US stable coin, for payments, you see, because it's a lot more faster, it's cheaper, it's interoperable, it's a lot more convenient. And also the US stable coin, that it's going to hold its value a lot better than their own currency. There's less inflation. What else do we have here? It says the US debt pile has ballooned to 37 trillion this year as huge COVID era spending and higher interest rates contribute to what some fear could become a crisis for the US dollar. Yeah, well, they created that, so it's not even all of their debt. So there's definitely going to be some blood on the street, if you want to call it that. There's a good possibility that there's going to be a financial reset. So you're probably going to want to protect yourself. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. If you watch the video in its entirety, I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to protect yourself. The soaring gold price that surged alongside the US debt has sparked speculation that the US Federal Reserve could revalue its 750 billion gold reserves that are officially valued at just $11 billion, with a Fed paper outlining how it could do so last month. Yeah, they got a bit of gold reserves in Fort Knox. They probably have more gold than they're willing to admit. That's just my opinion. Russia, along with other major powers including China and Iran, is looking to develop a financial system that breaks its reliance on dollar-denominated system, with Russia-based companies using Bitcoin to evade Western sanctions. Yeah, that's like their BRICS currency. It says right, yeah, put simply, they have a 35 trillion currency debt. They'll move it into the crypto cloud, devalue it, and start from scratch. Yeah, I can see that happening. So basically, to sum it all up, I think it's fair to say that we're gonna have a financial reset. Well, in my eyes, and a lot of economical experts keep saying the same thing. You've heard of the terms global reset and stuff like that. Because we're heading into the new digital system. The fourth industrial revolution. So this is all part of it. Um, that's why you see so many economical shifts. These are all done intentionally. I actually had more articles for you all, but the video is getting quite long, so I'm probably gonna end it soon. Alright, so how do you protect yourself? Physical precious metals. I mean, if you look at the gold price, it's gone up by what? It's gone up 10% in the last 30 days. In the last month, gold has gone up by 10% against the US dollar. That tells a story. People don't really trust the dollar anymore. And also because interest rates are coming down, so that's going to increase the price of gold, the stock market, what's the other one, crypto. All these assets, they're all gonna take off when the interest rates go down. As interest rates drop down, asset prices go up. There's a inverse relationship between it. When rates go down, asset prices go up. Because people don't put as much money, they don't sit on cash as much when interest rates are low. So they much rather invest their money into like high growth assets or stocks, crypto, gold. Yeah, so you definitely gonna wanna have a look at buying some physical gold or silver. If you can't afford gold, maybe get some silver. It's too cheap. Because gold, I can tell you for a fact, gold is gonna skyrocket when they revalue it. Some guys say it'll go up to like $20,000 an ounce. So, what I mean. Yeah, I think it'll do very well, and it's physical. It's the only asset in the world that doesn't have any counterparty risk. And then a bit of physical cash on hand that'll do you well, just in case the grid goes down. Because it does happen before. ATMs go down, the whole infrastructure goes down. You can't access your money. What I mean. So hence why you wanna have a bit of physical cash. Maybe $1,000, $2,000. That I think that's the way to go. Like even in 2024, remember when the whole system went down globally, and people couldn't buy stuff and all that because the whole infrastructure went down. It was about a year ago. So it's not just me just making crap up. Man, these are real risk. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video there, guys. Hopefully you learned something. Crypto Mastermind out.